the soul of Philanthropy Cleveland. It's a collaboration of civic and community leaders, volunteer activists, and philanthropists in Greater Cleveland, all uniting to create an instrument to educate and to inform audiences about the rich history of African American charitable giving. Inspired by the Soul of Philanthropy traveling exhibit, we're celebrating those who give Black while igniting a sustainable movement for positive change.
A woman named Belada Fullwood found the African American Philanthropy Committee of the Cleveland Foundation, discovered the work we were doing about 10 years ago. She had written the book, Giving Back. Several years later, she was approached for the book to be turned into a national traveling exhibition. I became a dog with a bone, trying to figure out how we could get this exhibition to Cleveland.
What we've been able to uncover as part of this initiative is to understand that, there's an awful lot of non-traditional yet substantial philanthropy taking place, i.e. time and talent that is creating outcomes that's very important for people in Northeast Ohio. It's been such a labor of love.
It really was the opportunity to put in full color, if you will, what philanthropy looks like, feels like, walks like, and talks like in our community, particularly from an African American experience.
We don't have, in some cases, the opportunity to put our name on a building. This is the opportunity for us to shed light on the individual that has contributed to their community, contributed to families and to children outside of themselves, outside of their family networks, and we can recognize that in a meaningful way.
The whole purpose of the exhibition is to reframe what philanthropy looks like in our community. We have always been a people who give. We just did not spell it philanthropy.
Studies by Kellogg and the Rockefeller philanthropic organizations have made it very clear that when you monetize African American philanthropy, it is the most substantial, even more so than majority communities. And so we see that echoed here in Northeast Ohio.
We identified some legacy people in our community. We identified some organizations or institutions that have historically been philanthropic in their giving back and serving people of color. We know there are people in the community, boots on the ground, doing the work, giving back. Why don't we go to the community, ask them to go to our website and nominate people?
To me, it's an untold story. And oftentimes in the African American community, people do phenomenal things, but the story is never written. It's done in a quiet sense of humility. So I wanted to shed light on it.
I think we really have the opportunity to catalyze a broader conversation across the country about philanthropy that is more inclusive, that is much more representative of communities of color, including the African American community, and being able to share some of our own lessons learned and share some of our best practices and bring some innovation to bear around what the future generation of giving looks like.